Alright, we're doing this again. Children. We all love children. Children make life better. Ask your parents. In life, children don't really have to do much. They're free to do literally anything they want. But when a country doesn't have many funds, they have to make hard choices. And what I mean is child labor. In this video, I'm going to break down child labor and also other things such as organizations and how to help yourself. Alright, let's dive in. Child labor is when children below the legal age, mainly 5 to 11, are forced into work, and it started centuries ago. But the first study of child labor originated in 1861. But, why? Well, it's not because they hate children, at least I hope that's not the case, but because some countries like China, India, Africa, etc., face extreme poverty and are not able to make much money. They also have to get as many people as possible to work. Some countries don't deal with much poverty than others. So what country has the most child labor? The country with the highest amount of child labor is Ethiopia. That data was collected back in 2022. We as a society think that it's not right to put children into work at such a young age because they get exposed to long-term medical conditions such as malnutrition, chemical exposure, abuse, injuries, exhaustion, and psychological harm. And if you think it doesn't get worse from there, you need to think about what you thought, because it gets very much worse. There are many different forms of child labor, and slavery, child trafficking, drug production, hazardous work, and forced recruitment into armed conflict are the worst out of all of them. And that's not even all of the horrendous ones. Children, not even anyone, should have to go through this. Just living in a poor country isn't just bad because of resources, but because you're pretty much getting enlisted into what they think is war. Kids are working for their life just to get a low pay that can't even afford a proper meal. And to just come home sick and even possibly injured is just so wrong. In fact, some kids can't even go home. Low pay, bad working conditions, death, and more. It seems that there's no hope for them, but there actually is an organization of people who are willing to save the children. See what I did there? Huh? You see what I did? So, what is Save the Children? Well, I'm glad you asked, even though you're forced to watch this. Save the Children is an organization that, saves the children. But to be more specific, it's a global movement in Toronto for millions of children around the world while working with over 30 federal organizations, and has been going on for 100 years. You'll be surprised on how much they've done. They've helped 117 countries, including Canada, and builds local, regional, and national partnerships with local organizations, communities, government bodies, etc. So, how can you help? Luckily for you, there's a variety of things. You can give a gift, become a monthly donor, fundraise for children, or join a campaign. If you donate, the money will be divided into 3 things. 84.8% of donations go to developing and delivery programs. 9.2% goes to raising funds to help more children, and the rest go to management in general. If you visit the shop on their website, there are lots of gifts of joy, which are projects such as the Clean Water Project, Educate a Girl, Where Needed Most, Care for a Child Fleeing Conflict, Medicine and Vaccines, and many more. Unfortunately, they are not able to help every country due to limited resources, but they are still making an effort every single day to help every child in need. Now, what were to happen if you can't donate to this organization? Well, there are still plenty of things you can do without having to donate.
It is 10:29. I want to go to bed.
If you're willing to do something in your community, you can. You can educate yourself and others, buy sweatshop-free products whenever possible, and contact local, regional, and national legislators and government leaders if they can help these countries in need. You can also spread awareness on the internet. Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, and many more. Sure, it's not as big as donating, but think about it. Just doing a small action such as these still make a big impact to supporting ending child labor. Do you remember your childhood? The fun, the joy, the freedom? You want to go back, but for them, they would rather grow up. We can still give these children a childhood, a good one. Child labor is a very serious issue. So serious that the UN are making an effort to end child labor by 2025. Even though child labor is currently rising, there's still hope to ending it. It's for us living in these rich countries to support the ones who want to be like us. And if we don't do it, well, one day, we'll end up just like those countries. No money, no jobs, and no resources. So if we help each other out, our future will be stronger than it is now. Well, I gotta end this video. Or else 1, I'll be so burnt out this will end up being horrible, and 2, I want to see the rest of your stuff. So, yeah. See ya. Oh, we're still running? Oh, okay. Here's a quote I found about it. The change starts with each one of us and ends only when all children are free to be children. Craig Kielberg. I'm out of here! Woo! This video was made by UV Production.